Hello, you're welcome to Betrayal Political Blog. The Nigerian state is made up of different kinds of politicians, from big politicians to the middle class politicians to politicians at the grassroots. But all the same, there are different types of politicians, and these politicians, they are driven by different motives, and that's why we're able to classify different types of politicians in Nigeria, irrespective of whether they're from the north, the south, the east, and the west. These politicians cut across the different parts of Nigeria. I will be giving now some examples of these types of politicians in Nigeria. Please, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can follow me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and also subscribe to my WhatsApp channel. Now let's get down with it. There are different types of politicians in Nigeria. So we'll be looking at seven types of politicians we have in Nigeria. Number one, the first set of types of politicians we have in Nigeria, they are the ethnic and religious bigots. Now, these politicians, what drives their style of politics is religion, tribe, and ethnicity. These politicians will not do anything or will not accept anything less if their religious principles, ethnicity, or tribe is not in the picture. So these politicians, that the ones driven by the primordial sentiments of religion, ethnicity, and tribe. So we have to be very careful about this politics, because these are the politicians that heat up the polity. They're always visible during the elections. You see them, they will talk about religion, ethnicity. The entity called Nigeria is secondary to them. What drives their style of politics is ethnicity and religion. The second type of politician we have in Nigeria, we have the Psychop Fants. These Psychop Fants are praise singers. They don't care who is in power. They don't care what's happening at their state. They don't care what anything. All they are after is their personal agenda, and as such, they'll do whatever it takes to achieve their personal aim. So these ones, they are Psychop Fants. They are praise singers. They sing the praise of those in power just to curry favor. They seek. They are bootlickers. This type of politicians, they don't care where you're from, as long as you're in power and they stand to gain one thing or the other. They will sing your praise to high heaven. They are more like the juju musicians. They are just like the musicians who sing the praises of people just to get money. So politicians, of course, we know few politicians who fall in this category. Maybe I don't want to tell you that Femi Fani-Kayode is a very good example of a sycophant. The praise singers that we have in Nigeria. And then we have the opportunists. Now these opportunists, these are politicians who see a chance to gain political advantage from a government. Okay, for them, any government that comes to power, they want to find out what can I gain from this government. They are just there to seek personal favor from a particular government in power. So they don't care. They are self-centered politicians. They are just there. They're just opportunists. They just want to, I know this person in power, I want to become a local government chairman, I want to become this, I want to become that. The politicians, they are opportunists. That's the third type of politicians we have in Nigeria. Then we have the AGIP. I call them the AGIP. The acronym AGIP. That is any government in power. They are cheap defectors. This type of politicians, if they are in a political party and the next other political party wins, they defect straight to the next political party. Any political party in power, they are a member of any political party in power, as long as they will get what they want to fulfill their personal aggrandizement, to fulfill their personal gains. They don't care. They are cross carpeters. They don't have one single form of ideology. They are unprincipled politicians. They are, any government in power goes. You see some of them winning elections, and some of them win elections from a party, and then a small party, they move to the large party. There are just so many of them. Any government in power. And some of them are disguised as contractors, and so they're in the political party just to get contracts and stuff like that. And then we have the betrayers. This class of politicians, these types of politicians, will betray anyone. They will betray anyone just for personal gains. Maybe they want a position, they want money, they want to gain something. They don't mind betraying whoever, as long as you are no longer in power or you're no longer in authority. They are free to betray you, or you didn't win the election, they can betray you. We have the class of Doyin Okukpe, who was DG, to Peter Obi. It's a classic example of a betrayer. We have Reno Mokri, before the elections, insulted the current president, and then all of a sudden, you have a change of tune. These are betrayers, betraying Atiku. We have people like Daniel Bwala, spokesman for Atiku. Now, because Atiku didn't win the election, he's now, changed camp. He has now defected to the APC. We have people like Kenneth Okonkwo, because Peter Obi didn't win. In fact, there was no need, now giving excuses upon excuses to ditch the man. And then, don't be surprised, this same man, you find him in the ruling party. I will not be surprised. And then we have the principled and incorruptible politicians. Unfortunately, in our Nigerian state, these politicians are very, very few. They are highly principled. They are incorruptible. There's nothing scandal, financial misappropriation hanging on their neck. These politicians, unfortunately, in our current Nigeria, there are very, very few politicians. And the people don't really like them, because if you want such people get into power, money will not flow. This class of people end up, they're just there. There's so many of them, but few in the public space. Very few of such politicians belong to this class. We have the powermongers. The politicians, they wield power in a very tyrannical way. Irresponsible fashion. They act like godfathers. Wike is an example of a powermonger. You've been there as a governor. You've left office. Allow someone else be there. You still want to exercise control even while you're a minister. There are so many of them out there who act as godfathers, but they just want to remain relevant. They just want to have access to power to the full. We have these politicians. They are there. Powermongers. There's so many of them in Nigeria. Then we have the influential and the untouchable ones. These ones are highly influential, whether in office or out of office. They are very influential. They call the shots from the background. They dictate certain things. They dictate certain policies. They ensure people who they want get into office. Unfortunately, in Nigeria, people who belong to this class, we have the likes of the IBB, we have the likes of Obasanjo, we have the likes of even Buhari, we have the likes of some very powerful politicians who call the shots. They determine who become governor, member, House of Reps, senators. These are different types of politicians we have in Nigeria, and they call the shots. They have excessive control of those in the corridor of power. So please, I may have missed one or type that you think should be included in the list. Please kindly let us know. Drop your comment, share this video, let people see it, and then you can drop your type of politician you think I have not mentioned here. And please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, as well as my WhatsApp channel. Until I come your way again, I remain Joel.